And realize, dear Muslims, never ever ever derive detailed Islamic laws from a simple verse in the Quran. The verse in the Quran is the basis, and then you need other verses, and then you need other ahadith, and then you need other evidences as well. So there's an entire science of interpretation. That science is called usul al-fiqh, or how we extract fiqh, or the principles of deriving fiqh. So that is an entire branch. It's a separate branch of Islamic law. It is not appropriate to just open up the Quran and take a verse and then derive a ruling. The Quran is the basis, yes, but the Quran tells us to go to the Sunnah. And the Quran is revealed in Arabic, so you need to know Arabic. So there's a whole science involved with interpretation. There are, and let's be honest here, there are different interpretations of the concept of jihad. This is not the time and place to go into all of them. But it is obvious that there are small groups of Muslims that have a very, very atypical interpretation that becomes very violent, and it is a type of modern guerrilla warfare or terrorism of our times, and they are engaging in militancy and in acts of killing civilians and whatnot. And they are quoting the Quran, and they're quoting their message directly from the Quran. And the majority of Muslims, the vast majority of them, alhamdulillah, they don't sympathize with these types of groups. They don't see these groups as being faithful to the religion. And I said something in Surah Al-Baqarah, and I'll repeat it again. Those who want to cherry pick verses and construct an alternative narrative, they can do so. They will find such verses. But those who want to look at the holistic message of the Quran, and especially the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, and those who want to stick with the mainstream body of the ummah, because that is also a part of our religion. We are the ummatan wasata. We are the khayra ummatin, the best of all ummah. We are the middle and the moderate nation. The majority of Muslims and the majority of scholars, alhamdulillah, they will easily be able to construct a narrative that is faithful to the Quran, and it is not terroristic, it is not bloodthirsty Islam. It is an Islam that is predominantly, and the base default is peace. And this verse over here, which was revealed at the Battle of Badr, which was at the pinnacle of the conflict. The Battle of Badr did not take place in the time of peace. The Battle of Badr was at the pinnacle of conflict between the Quraysh and Muslims. And read verse 61. Read it. What does Allah say? وَإِن جَنَحُوا لِلسَّلْمِ فَجْنَحْ لَهَا. If they incline towards peace, then you as well incline towards peace, and put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are not fighting for the sake of fighting. Islam is not a bloodthirsty religion. Islam does not aim to just kill. A'udhu billah. No. وَإِن جَنَحُوا لِلسَّلْمِ فَجْنَحْ لَهَا. If they incline towards peace, you as well incline towards peace. The Battle of Badr was the result of what the Quraysh themselves had done for 13 years. If the Quraysh weren't as evil as they were, there would not have been a Battle of Badr. And therefore, in Islam, the default is indeed peace. There is no denying this. And that's what the Quran itself is saying. And that's why, of course, in our times, many modern ulama and all the fiqh councils of the world and whatnot, they are all understanding the modern world to be a place where, generally speaking, we are engaged in treaties with other countries. We are a part of a global network. And so they have extracted very reasonable, very sensible laws based on the Quran. And obviously, we'll always have smaller groups that are, anybody who doesn't agree with them becomes a type of sellout. That's the reality of the ummah. We just have to deal with it. In any case, verse 61 is very important in this regard. We do not fight for the sake of fighting. If they let us live in peace, then we will let them live in peace as well. But if they will not let us live in peace, like the Quraysh, then we have no alternative except to fight them as well.